Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the Man Cave. Hope everyone out there's having a good start to their week. Happy Monday, y'all. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Back to work, y'all. Back to the grind, right? But we got a good reaction today, y'all. Before we get into the reaction, I want to let you know we lost some members of the CaveFam today. We lost 3 of the 6 neon tetras I put in there. One of them didn't make it home from the drive from the pet store. The other 2 kind of died instantly when I put them in the tank. It happened, y'all. New tank syndrome, hit or miss. I took them back, got my money back, told them, you know what, I'm gonna wait a week and then we'll put some more fish in there. Probably guppies, y'all. The guppies seem a little more hardy than the neon tetras. They're very sensitive fish. Brand new tank, happens. But hey, I ain't gonna hold you guys up too long. Enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the reaction. All right, here we go. We got a good one. Sit back, enjoy the show. Got me a nice glass of water today. Starting Monday off right. Let's have some fun. Enjoy.
I don't think people realize how smart Cat Williams really is. You're about to learn more in 1 minute than what you would at college in 4 years on the topic of pyramids. Joe Rogan and Cat Williams on who built the pyramids. Run that video, comment below, and this is for educational purposes only.
They think that the people who built the pyramids built them way earlier than the conventional dating is. They think there's real evidence that shows they're 9,000, 11,000 years old. Easy.
No people built the pyramids.
No people?
No.
Who built them?
No people built the pyramids. And if you look around the world, you see certain telltale things that let you know that advanced machinery was in usage. Look, there this whole thing where slaves are stronger people is a fallacy. We like to believe that slaves are stronger. Slaves are weaker because they don't eat the right food and they live a terrible life. Your slave population is not smarter and better condition unless you're enslaving the Jews.
They stopped thinking that quite a while ago. They think it was actually skilled labor because of the way they were eating. They found what their camps were, where their food was. They ate like very good food. So they think they were actually skilled labor, but also probably forced skilled labor. But that's probably not the people who built it. That's probably the people that were working on it. That's probably the people that worked in the village or in the city.
Remodeled it.
How many companies have done renovations on the White House? Mm-hmm. None of them have done enough renovation that they can claim it's their White House. So, yes, thousands of years worth of people were there. But that doesn't have anything to do with the building of it.
Who do you think built it?
Well, understand, we know enough now to understand that this was a complex. This was not...
Right.
We've been led to believe that this is how much they worshipped their dead bodies.
Right.
But the evidence doesn't show any of that.
No, it doesn't.
Like when you see inside, when they have those intricate carvings and paintings and stuff in gold and stuff, you have to remember this is in a windowless room, folks. There's no candle soot. There's no... It's clearly a power plant and built
all lit up
specifically for that location on this planet. For
what do you think it was powered by?
The hot water springs underneath it.
So it was powered by the hot water springs? And to what end? How do you know all this, first of all? Is this marijuana talk?
I don't think so.
That you respected.
Right.
So when I call food medicine, I feel chicken is the devil. A lot of you.
So what's so bad about? Why you say that? Chicken. What's so bad about chicken?
Chicken is the devil.
Although I would tend to agree with you. And people they tell me get the hell out of here all the time at the barbecue because you know what I'm saying? Because I'm asking for fish. But why is chicken the devil?
Listen, people don't realize what inflammatory means. In definition, when it comes to the body, to be inflamed in your kidneys, your intestines, to be inflamed in your arteries means that you now have open, or major organs. You have now opened yourself up for diabetes, hypertension, hormonal irregulation. For women, and I get these calls a lot, hormone balance for women when they have high anxiety, problems with having children. So when I say inflammatory, it means that you have lost the ability to do something because you are out of balance. So when it comes to what happened, I've taken women off of chicken for 30 days. I tell them, don't take my products. Not interested in you buying the products. I'm interested in you educating yourself about what you eat.
Right.
So you can get to me. However, you need to deal with you first. Get off chicken for 30 days and tell me how you feel. So a lot of women are no longer depressed. Their fibroids have shrunk. Their bodies are acting in a way that seem more balanced, in a way they're thinking clearly. So when this started to happen and it became a routine, and I've been with my father, many, many years and watched this happen.
Right.
I was convinced then. I am convinced now that chicken is the devil.
Here's another conspiracy.
What? How are you eating that? What are you eating with the chicken, right? Are you frying it? Is there a bunch of batter all over it? Are you eating pasta with the chicken? Are you eating asparagus and it's grilled, right? I don't know. I think everybody's body's different. You look at a gorilla, all they eat is what? Bamboo, veggies, right? Leaves. And they're shredded, huge. Look like they eat nothing but protein, right? But they don't. And then you look at a lion, a tiger, shredded, but all they eat is meat, right? We're all built differently. But to call chicken the devil, I think it's frying it, it's eating it with carbs, it's making the chicken higher in fat because it's nothing but protein, right? Chicken breast is nothing but protein. It's like 99% protein, 1% fat. So I don't know. I know that's going to ruffle some feathers in the comment section. That's why I threw it in there.
You've seen all the grainy footage of nuclear test blasts that you've seen with the mushroom clouds, and there are always these grainy things, and there's all these like little houses lined up and these little trees lined up, and it blows everything down. Yeah. Okay. So here's the question, right? So what happened? Okay. So this is great. Okay, you'll love this. So what happened to the camera?
You son of a bitch.
How is that happening yet the camera is like totally stable and fine?
Oh my god!
And by the way, and the film is fine. The radiation didn't cause any damage to the film.
Oh my god!
And by the way, okay, we'll do this one.
Man, Eddie Bravo was saying this on the same podcast, and they made him look stupid and sound stupid. And this guy comes on, and he's like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? It's true though.
Let's see the car.
If it shreds a house like that, it's going to shred that camera.
Oh, okay. It just showed up.
So wait a minute. First of all,
wasn't there.
First of all, where'd the car come from?
No car.
The second is, does it really look like
car?
Does that look like a real car?
That's insane.
Is that a house or is that like is that a 12-inch scale model?
What?
Right.
That does look fake.
Because also the camera didn't move at all either.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the smoke is too big. Watch when it hits. Like the volume, like the size of it, it looks small.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks like we're looking at something that's like a few inches tall.
If you watch like making of Star Wars, any of the any movies before CGI, whenever they do anything like that, it's always with these tiny models.
Yes. Yeah, this looks fake as shit.
Let's get another one. It's like, okay, what the camera's fine.
Especially inside the house like
That's
that one.
Hilarious.
Oh, this is a good.
Have you ever noticed that the voice in your head isn't you? If you repeat the word hello now 5 times silently in your head, yeah.
Okay.
And everybody listening and watching, just repeat the word hello 5 times.
Okay.
Could you hear that?
I could hear it, in my head.
So if you could hear that, then that voice cannot be you. It is your voice. It belongs to you, but it's not you.
And if it's not me, then does that mean that gives me power to ignore it?
Exactly.
Or to tell it it's wrong?
Power to ignore it, mostly. I've come to distrust it, to be honest, by paying very close attention to like, the voice in my head has told me to do something, I've done it, it didn't work out. That's happened multiple times. What happens if I just ignore it completely and just go about life without listening to it? What happens? Well, I'll tell you one thing that does happen. You don't suffer so much along the way. Even if the outcomes are the same, you got there without suffering because you weren't listening to what was going on in there. And I think people with ADHD have a unique ability to grasp what I just said because their voice is so strong in there.
Tell you what, I'll tell you what that voice is, right? coming from somebody that has voices in his head, right? That's heard the worst of the worst voices and the best of the best voices, right? Um, the voice to me is the quiet voice that's telling you to do right. Most of the voices are telling you to do terrible, right? Eat that food, don't go to the gym, stay in bed, don't go to work, drink that alcohol, eat that burger, right? That's the strong voice. That's the voice that talks to your emotions. It gives you the feeling you're going to feel of taking that sip of alcohol. It gives you the feeling you're going to feel of eating that burger, right? The pleasure, right? That's what that voice that most of us listen to. But what I'm trying to do very hard, if you can master listening to that quiet voice that doesn't tap into your emotions, right? That doesn't show you how you're going to feel if you don't eat that burger and eat this chicken, right? And asparagus. You're going to feel so much better if you eat that. It doesn't show you how you're going to feel, but it tells you, gives you that, hey, don't eat. If you can master listening to me, that's the voice of success, right? You hear successful people say it all the time. You know, if I can do it, you can do it. Success is in everybody. I believe in my heart of hearts that that little voice that doesn't talk to your emotions, right? The negative voice talks to your emotions. If you can listen to that positive voice that tells you right and you can follow it 90% of the time, even not even all the time, 90% of the time, your life will change dramatically, right? That's just me.
You don't want to know how I acquired this? A real Freemasonic Bible. 1955. Earth. The earth was regarded as the universe itself. Every other body, the heavens, sun, moon, and stars being subsidiary to it. There seem traces of the idea that the world was a disk, bordered by the ocean and Jerusalem as its center. Heaven. The Jews divided heaven into three parts. The atmosphere, where the clouds gather, the firmament, in which sun, moon, and stars are fixed, and the upper heaven, the abode of God and his angels.
Research flat Earth.
Let's get a little intro.
Since the 90s, I've had a dead man trigger of stuff I'm holding back. That if something happens to me, that hits the internet, and every celebrity that supports what we're doing that can reach 1 billion people, they get it, and they put it out on Instagram, and boom. You know, and this is stuff they do not want out. Mm-hmm. It's names, it's stuff that I have not released, and where and who. But people say, why don't you release it? I said, well, you know, this is one of my insurance policies. But what these inventors don't get is that they don't do that. They have no SecOps, so they have no security protocols. They just think, I have a better mousetrap, the world's going to beat a path to my door. When in reality, Murder Incorporated beats a path to their door.
Interesting thing of the placement of the Teslas is there are security cameras right here. And what's interesting is they're in those lights. They're the same cameras that are also in those cars. Things get weird. Off the charts. Just gonna walk around here and show you guys how much EMF. This thing's just going crazy. Right? Look at that. It's going so high. You shouldn't even be standing here. But as people charge their car, that radiation cooks the body. That's why they're pushing this. Now what's interesting is we look around here and it's just an open parking lot. So there's no towers, but this whole system is all linked up to the towers, and each car is also acting like a tower, emitting harmful radiation.
Every place that we find megalithic lost civilizations or any culture that predates 3,000-4,000 years ago, we always find these symbols. The pine cone symbol is probably the most popular of all. It's actually scary when you look into it, how common it is with the elites. Like for instance, going to a place like the Vatican Archives, or going to the Vatican itself and finding these giant pine cone statues outside, and the staff that the Pope wears has a pine cone built right into it. These symbols all around the ancient world and still being used today. But in terms of the pine cone, we really do know what the pine cone means. The pine cone represents knowledge, the passing of knowledge. And that doesn't have to just be showing the pine cone passing to an empty wall or just a symbol with them passing it. It can show them passing to a certain individual, like a king. The pine cone is being pointed right to the back of their head. Why the pine cone, right? Well, the pine cone represents a collection of seeds. And it also has sacred geometry within it as well, in cymatic designs. It's one of these things that has multitudes of reasons for why it was chosen, but really, it's passing the seeds of knowledge. You find that the human brain contains a very interesting functionality within it called the pineal gland. And the pineal gland has been worshipped since before the times of the dynastic Egyptians as the true gateway to truly understand what these things really mean. And the only way to do that would be to unlock your pineal gland inside us.
That is a mountain of cars, thousands of cars.
This is going to be one of the most dangerous videos I have ever made in my entire life. There's a cave here. It was around the 1960s and 70s. Cars just appeared inside. These cars were thrown inside this cave and no one knows why. We're here and we're going to try our best to get down there.
You can't even see the bottom and we have to go down there. I can't even see it. We're attaching glow sticks to our bags, so if we did fall, we would know exactly where we fell. Yeah! Man, that was kind of scary.
When you see the waters, that's when you see how dangerous that water actually is. I thought I could swim in it until you get there.
This is unbelievable. Oh, I'm just watching you do this on my camera.
Damn, look at that.
It has its tires, it's had its windows. Look at down there. Who knows how many are actually even in the water? Jeez. And look how small it is compared to everything here.
Oh, so I used to drink a lot, like a lot. Like I could drink a bottle of tequila.
Hang on, y'all. I think my dogs are. The dog jumped over my fence. Okay, we're back. Let you guys know, there's a big old German Shepherd on the other side of my gate. The thing I hate about this city I moved in, I'm all looking at the screen. The fences here are 4 feet tall, probably 3.5, 4 feet tall. So this German Shepherd that lives like down a little bit down the street from me just hops that fence. I've seen him hop the fence where he lives like that. And they don't fix the problem. Their dog's always out. Luckily, it's a friendly dog, but still, like, luckily I heard my dog's going crazy, and I know my dog's barks are, I know how they bark when they're barking at somebody or barking at a dog. Thank God he wasn't in my backyard, but it's just annoying. People don't take care of their dogs out here. Like, if your dog's hopping the fence, take care of the problem, right? I know I would. I'd fix it. Not going to happen no more. Anyways, back to the reaction. Drama on a Monday.
And so this is now, it's night. It's like 11:30, 12.
Let's start this one over.
Water. Jeez. And look how small it is compared to everything here.
Oh, so I used to drink a lot, like a lot. Like I could drink a bottle of tequila by myself. Jesus. And I had got invited to this meeting, but I hadn't drank all day. And so this is now, it's night. It's like 11:30, 12. There was only about 14, 15 people in there, but some people. And they was like, Columbus, what you drink in Columbus? I'm like, I only drink one thing, tequila. And they were like, oh, get him. Oh, we got the smoothest tequila. So I was like, all right, let me get a shot. So I'm over here, like, we chopping it up. I take my shot. I'm like, pretty smooth. So we chopping it up. 5 minutes go by, 7 minutes go by. Something wrong. Something wrong.
They're on P. Diddy's neck, y'all.
Something wrong.
They're on P. Diddy's neck.
Dizzy. I'm trying on one shot. So I'm like, I'm trying to stay focused, but I'm hearing, but it was going. I'm like, I start getting a little sweaty. I was like, oh, something wrong. I gotta find. I was like, I played it cool.
Where's the restroom?
Where's the bathroom? Yeah. So I'm like, they like down this hall, and it's like a big ass house in Atlanta. So I'm like, walking down the hallway, look like the Starship Enterprise. So I go to the bathroom and I put my finger down my throat. And cat backing. Yeah,
because you knew.
And my manager was with me, so he kicked in the door. Boom, Short, you all right? I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. It's like, son. He's like, the driver's still outside. Let's go. So we go out, and they all met us in like the vestibule, and they're like, "Hey, you good, Short?" And I was like, "Chill, just relax." I'm like, "Nah, I just like, no, I'm fine. I got to be at set early in the morning." Boom, get in the SUV. Just get out of here. Damn, right? So
who was at this party?
That was the night that being an alcoholic saved my life and my booty hole.
Was decapitated in front of us. They called him Pilot Boy, because he had 19 pilots in Hollywood, and everybody passed on him and said his show.
What do you think of
Then when he made $500 million, they said even though his contract said he should get half of it, they said he made too much for the contract to be valid, so we'll offer you 10% of what you made. You mean he made $500 million and they offered him 50? Yes. And he said, what do you think my fans are gonna say when they find out you offered me 10% of what I made you? And they said, your fans will believe that you're a crazy crackhead by the time you get home. And my nigga got on a flight in LA, and by the time he got to Ohio, it was so.
One thing that y'all need to understand is that people who poison or kill us are not people from a distance, but people we break bread with and call family. People that we think are safe to be around with. If you watch the Dave Chappelle and Oprah Winfrey interview, you will understand what I am talking about. The interview gave me a different feeling about her. She sounded like she was pushing a different narrative. Just listen to her.
It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories
copyrighted music
of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through, and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah. Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No.
No.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress.
What about Jamie Foxx, who mysteriously got sick, and until now no one knows what the problem was? His
still
former
don't know.
doctor told us there was more to it. He even dared him to speak out. Unfortunately, Jamie Foxx is too scared of the elites. He only gave us tiny details of what happened to him, but you can see through his eyes that the experience was devastating for him. Wendy Williams is going through a situation that we have witnessed many go through, and I love that we have some people who are not scared to talk about it. Let's listen to Kanye West expose what happened to Michael Jackson, Prince, Bruce Lee, and Brandon Lee.
So Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee were both murdered. Michael Jackson not waking up one day. Prince not waking up one day. Bruce and Brandon Lee, Bob Marley, all of these things have crossed my mind.
Bruce Lee died at the age of 32 under mysterious circumstances. Brandon Lee died from a wound caused by a firearm malfunction. Bob Marley died from a melanoma. Prince died of an accidental fentanyl overdose. Michael Jackson died of cardiac arrest, which was caused by a lethal combination of sedatives and propofol, an anesthetic. Kanye West says all these people were assassinated by the...
Let me ask you this, what about the bodies? There's a lot of bodies up there. Isn't there like some of the first climbers that ever tried to do it? They're still up there?
Some of the bodies you cannot find them because every year it's snowing and some of the bodies goes into crevasse like deep, so you wouldn't find. But some of the bodies that you see, most of the body that you can see are brought down.
Do you remember the first time you saw a body up there?
Yeah, it was my first 8,000-meter peak. There was a dead body right on the summit.
Whoa. So you got to the top, there's a dead guy up there.
Yeah.
Did they know who the dead guy is?
No, we really don't know.
So no one knows?
No one knows, I think.
So just some guy who died.
So, yeah, some people who push too much beyond their limitations.
I wrote a piece about this a long time ago because they had photos of the very first guy that died up there. And, he's face down, his skin is white, it looks like marble.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So is Everest the most popular of all the summits?
I think it's the most popular, but there's another mountain called K2, which is quite hard mountain.
Still take some action, because nothing changes and nothing changes, man. We'll sit around forever wondering, well, what if I would I be able to do it? You don't know until you say, yeah, man,
Shouts out Brody
take action.
Stevens
Nothing
in the
changes if
background.
nothing changes, man. And I'm not preaching at you. I'm just, I just want to remind you because, I've spent a lot of time in my life sitting around wanting things to change.
There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. You saw a little dog drama in this episode, right? Learned a little bit about the brain, hopefully. Learned that chicken's the devil. I don't know how it is with 99% protein and 1% fat. You know what I mean? Or, yeah. So, anyways, this is Segovia. Signing out of the Man Cave. If you made it this far, be sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. If you guys noticed, the beard's gone, y'all. I've had that beard for about 9-10 years, y'all. Beard forever. Yesterday, I did a little manscaping, right? Sunday, new start of the week. I was like, you know what? I'm going to feel good. So I brought it down like a 0, anybody that cares, like down to here, right? And then I faded it in. And I was like, you know what? I did the little test with the 3 fingers right here. See how I look? I liked it. We're going to rock with it, y'all. Switched it up a little bit. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that. Let me know down below. Should I get the beard back or should I just rock with this for, a month or 2? The beard will be back in 2 weeks, y'all. My hair grows super fast. But hey, this is Segovia signing out of the Man Cave. Hope you guys have a good Monday. I'm going to see you guys on Wednesday. Later.